It will help you separate Jesus from the failures of any man. Jesus never failed. Jesus will never fail. Men will fail. Men will mess up. As they grow and advance, they learn. Just like anyone who starts business, he doesn't know everything about the business. He learns how the business is and it grows and gets to understand the dynamic of that business as they do the business. That's the same way with someone who's walking with Jesus, you included. All of us came to something we didn't know. So he's helping us get to know. So, and as you start off, hear me, those who are mature. As you start off, you will make terrible many blunders as you start off, because just like you started off riding a bicycle, nobody started out riding a bicycle perfectly. It was not easy. But then after, all falling down and trying and imbalance, finally you got the hang of it and you began to actually ride the bicycle, right? And there are people who can ride a bicycle, and there are others who can do wonders with the same bicycle, that two-wheeled thing, because they have devoted themselves to it. They are what we'll call superheroes in the world of biking and bicycles, right? Right. But even that hero didn't know it at one time. So as you grow and as you advance, as you start off, you will make mistakes. Even in your life, your decisions, you make mistakes. You will see people. As you grow, you keep realizing, oh, that's what I'm telling you, Jesus is amazing. As you grow, you realize, oh, I thought I got it. Now you realize, oh no, I thought I knew something. Now I know something else. That's why I tell people, don't be quick to publicize your messages, because you think you're right. Years to come, you realize you are talking nonsense. So as you grow, you make mistakes. Now listen, the mistakes is not Jesus. The mistakes of Peter, the mistakes of Milka, the mistakes of Wambua is not Jesus. So to look at the mistakes of a man and I say, I will not follow Jesus, that's foolishness, because the man didn't save me, the woman didn't save me, Jesus did. And the man or the woman's mistake or your brother's mistakes do not in any way reflect the character of Jesus, because Jesus is perfect. Munasikia kila nawaambia, Jesus is perfect, but you're being perfected. That means you're growing into maturity. But Jesus was perfect, is perfect. So listen, the greatest blunder that we have done as the church of Jesus Christ is to idolize men. We have placed men up there and we idolize them instead of placing Jesus up there. We place men. Then when the men or the women or the friends or the relatives or the mentors make mistakes, or your brother or your group leader, whatever, your husband, whoever makes mistake, we now, instead of looking at Jesus, we now make decisions based on this man's mistake that God is not real and that Jesus is not real. So you disregard the salvation, you disregard and throw away everything that Jesus brought because of the mistakes of men. Separate man from Jesus. Separate a man from Jesus. Hear me. If a brother lies to you, Jesus has not lied to you. Derek, come on. If someone lies to you, they say, for example, give me money, I'll pay you tomorrow. And then they don't pay, and they don't pick, and they don't talk about it. 2 years down the line, that's not Jesus. That's the brother. Separate the brother's conduct from your Jesus. Don't separate yourself or disregard salvation because of the brother's actions. Separate the two. Don't give up on what God has called you to do because of people's conduct. Separate the two. Know who called you, know who has your future, and know who you're following. And understand who man is. Separate the two. I have a pastor. I know. That used to literally, physically beat people in this country. One time a young man was beaten so severely that he had marks on his back. If you removed his shirt, that's a pastor. Beaten for something he didn't do. Because, you know, it's one thing to know you're called, it's another thing to assume you're Jesus. Isn't it? When you assume that you are the Lord and you can do anything to someone because you're called, you are wrong. You can't just treat people the way you want because you're called. You are very wrong. Very wrong. A pastor is an under shepherd, shepherding God's people the way Jesus wants. They are not a pastor's people, they are God's people. And can I tell you, that man, I drove from here to go and find him. The one who was beaten by his pastor. I went and found him somewhere on Thika Road. Sat with him. I asked him, do you go to church? He said, no. I said, why? He said, I'll never go to church again. I asked him why. He said, because of what the pastor did. I said, I'm sorry. Even the pastor does not know. I said, I'm sorry to him. I said, I'm so sorry for what he did to you. I said, but he didn't die for you. He didn't save you. Would you rather go to hell? Would you rather never fulfill what you were called for because of what a man did? A man in authority, a man of God, because of his misconduct? Do you rather throw away the salvation that Jesus brought to you because of a man? Or will you just look at that man and forgive and move on? Didn't they do terrible things to Jesus? They did. Jesus, they did terrible things to him. He forgave them. And I tried to convince that man. I couldn't. I tried. I was unable. I left him. Why? Because when we come to church, we don't know how to differentiate between a man and Jesus. All men under the sun are not perfect. When I say perfect, I mean they have not come to the place of the fullness of the stature of Christ. If they have, everything will be perfect. Neither have you. Neither is your brother, neither is anyone. You see, that's why the Bible says, you that is mature, restore those ones who have fallen into sin. You that is spiritual. Not to criticize them. Because now you understand that it takes God for you and for any person to stand. It takes God for you and me to get away all the anger and the bitterness that you grew up, the mistreatment, how your parents treated you. Some of us grew with bitterness within us. Some of us were molested by your uncles or even your fathers. So you grew with that thing in you. You don't know. And that thing is manifesting and you don't know it's manifesting. It will take God. And that's the same with even pastors. There are pastors who are pastors, but they have never allowed God to deal with their hearts and the things and the hearts, H-U-R-T-S, the hearts they went through. So they are preaching from bitterness. They were betrayed. Their assistant pastors betrayed them. Their spiritual father betrayed them. I know a man who was chased like a dog. He has never succeeded. He has tried everything. He has never succeeded. He has never let go. Listen, regardless of what happens to you, you have a decision to make. Will you stay with what has happened? Will you stay nursing and licking your wounds? Or will you pick up yourself, let go of the past, no matter how terrible it is, and follow Jesus, for he has a plan for your life? It is up to you at the end of the day. It has nothing to do with anyone. So life is full of disappointments. Life is full of discouragements. Did you know that Paul said something, and I don't know if you ever thought about it. Paul said some things. Is if you read the Bible, if you allow the Holy Spirit to help you understand the Bible, you will see things that you cannot see with your intellectual mind. There is a statement Paul made that means a lot than what it says. Let me show you that statement. 1 Corinthians 13 verse 11. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Look at this one. Let's read. When I was a child, this is Paul. When I was a child, pay attention to tenses. He didn't say, I am a child. He said, when I was. When I was. So there is a time in Paul's journey with God, he was a spiritual child. That means he didn't understand much. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I talk like a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, it is a becoming. You become mature. Haven't you heard people saying, I will not come to this church anymore because people are judging me? Those are babies talking. Those are babies. Those are small babies. What do you mean you're not coming to church because people are judging you? What did you expect? People will judge you everywhere. Grow up, get used to it. You said it's because I made a mistake, just because I slept with this man, everybody's judging me. Listen, number one, you slept with the person. Stop arguing. You did. Number two, you are answerable to Jesus. So if you recognize your mistake and talk to the Lord and talk to your leaders about it, and they prayed with you and they told you what to do, it doesn't matter what other people think. They never died for you. They never called you. Jesus called you. You are directly responsible to him. And you cannot move out of the place he called you because of such things. That's not a valid reason to leave your place of assignment. It is not. Separate man from Jesus. The Jesus you serve and I serve is a perfect God, marvelous God, awesome God, loving Father, who doesn't keep a record of wrongs. He is good. He has a future for me. He is the way, the truth, and the life. He said he will never leave me nor forsake me. Separate a man from Jesus. A man can promise heaven, tomorrow he will not deliver. Do not even hold him accountable to that. Forget. People can promise and things don't turn out the way they wanted. But Jesus is different. Say amen. So stop getting bitter because what they told you they will do and they didn't do. They are men. What if God didn't permit them to do? God could be there. Separate man from Jesus. Separate man, separate mistakes, people's mistakes from the master you're following. Even yourself, separate your own things, the things you do that have condemned you. You have self-condemned yourself. Separate. Listen, understand the Bible. Understand the Bible. Understand leadership. Understand certain things. Separate your emotions and your feelings and your disappointments and discouragement from Jesus and from men. I'm helping you. I am helping you. One time someone came to me, said, Pastor, I need help. I said, what is it? I need to, there's a property I want to sell. If I sell it, they said I'll give X amount of money. I said, okay. I didn't ask them. I said, pray for me. I've tried to sell it. It's impossible. It has been so hard. It's years I've not sold. I prayed for the person. They sold it. Then they brought the money they had said they'll bring. A few months later, they called, they said, I want my money back. You will not believe, in this church, I want my money back. I said, okay. I said, it's fine. When do you need it? So since it was at night, and you know, I could not access the funds, I said, what is your immediate need? So the person said, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this, I don't have this in my house. I said, okay. Got out of my house, me and my wife, we went and bought all those things and we delivered. We left. And I said, don't say anything, it's okay. We'll return that money. So we went to sleep. The next day, that person called crying, hysterically crying. So we asked, what is it? And the person began crying. He said, please, Pastor, forgive me. I said, what is it? He said, last night I couldn't sleep. He said, a man came in a dream and asked me, did you give that money to me or you gave to Pastor that you're asking it? Then the person answered, I give to God, I give to you. He says, so you want me to give you back the money? You see, listen, separate. You need to understand these things. Understand spiritual things. Separate man from the things of God. When a man is doing something in the place of God, understand it's God doing. This will help you, lest you be talking against God. You know, that night, after I did that, after we had done the whatever we needed, and Miss Senator gave it to the person, I started praying. I said, God, have mercy on this person, because I knew that's the way someone dies. That's the way someone dies. I started praying, God, have mercy. You see, people have not understood something. There's a way the devil works. When the devil wants to destroy you, he will move you against your brother, move you to hate. I was surprised. I was just praying for mercy. I went to sleep saying, God, have mercy on this person, because they don't know what they're doing. If they collect that money, they are finished. They don't know what they're doing. If they collect that money, they are finished. But God came in a dream. Have I not blessed you? That is why it is wrong. When a man goes out of his way, a man of God, or a brother or a sister, to take care of you, you know, feed you, pay this for you, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, and then you turn against the man. You are forgetting that it was God who was moving him to do those things for you. Now you are not talking against a man. You are talking against the God of the man. Now you are in serious trouble. Separate man from Jesus. Understand your place. Understand the place of authority. Understand this thing, please. When I was told, I said, leave him. So I was just praying. I said, Lord, I don't have anything against these people. I said, I don't have anything against them. I said, but Master, to be very sure, I said, I pray again and release every one of them. And I prayed the whole night. Then I went to sleep. When I went to sleep, I saw something strange. It's like, have you ever seen puppets where they put a shadow silhouettes? Do you know what that is? When there is no light, then you put light under your finger. The shadow you make on the wall, right? That's what we saw. And strange things were happening. You could see these are people, and strange things were happening. As a hand would appear, a hand from nowhere, and begins to choke one person. And another hand, and something else will appear. And others were lying in bed sick. And then a voice said, this is what the voice said. He said, judgment, judgment, judgment upon all that despised, upon all that undermined you. That was strange. I was not praying for anyone to be in trouble. I was just praying. Your case is by blessing the person who was messed. That's why he says bless them, don't curse them, don't take matters into your hands. He himself will handle them. Separate man from Jesus. Separate this thing called authority. Authority. This thing we are doing here, we are not doing this thing because others are doing this thing. This thing we are doing here is of God. I'm telling you, it's of God. It's of God. So Paul says, when I was a child, behaved like a child. I thought as a child. But when I grew up, I put away childish things. Meaning Paul, at one time, he was a baby Christian and he was growing. But he is now grown, looking back, hindsight. He's looking and he realizes, oh, the way I used to talk and the way I used to think and the way I used to understand, I was a child. He's a good man. He's a humble man. He's an honest man. And every leader must be honest. Every leader must be honest. If I teach something and I recognize that I've grown, I will come and tell you, I used to think this is it. Now I've grown. See, the problem with people is this. They will say, oh, so we thought you were a man of God, you're grown. Everybody is growing. The man of God is God has taken him farther than you, but he's still growing. Separate man. Separate people's shortcomings and mistakes from the Jesus you serve and the Jesus who called you. Separate the two.